What's up, guys? It's Toad back with you for Wednesday, April 9th. Run a little bit of a better run here, trying to work our way back into it here. Still somewhat down on the year, but trying to come back here. Baseball's been okay, although yesterday it was not baseball that really did the most damage. Yesterday, call it like 5.5, 3-1, if you want to call it that. Washington Wizards almost won the game outright, so that was an easy cover of the plus 18.5. They were winning the game by double digits for a lot of it into the third quarter, and they just couldn't quite do it, and they still lost the game outright. They had a lead like in the fourth quarter at some points too. Whatever. Then we had the Nashville Predators. Maybe got a little bit lucky on that one. They did have the shooting edge in the game, although maybe that was because they fell behind. But even so, they were like plus 10 in shots or something. They overcame a 6-4 deficit in a ridiculous high scoring game and won 7-6, which I think might have been an overtime as well. But I'll take it as the home underdog. I still think it was the right side. And then baseball was kind of hit or miss, no pun intended, as we lost on the couple of home favorites were there. The Seattle Mariners, they just can't score, man. There was a 1-1 tie going into extra innings, and they had multiple chances in the bottom of the ninth or bottom of the innings and extra innings to try to score that stupid runner on second. And even with the runner on second, they still couldn't do it, and they wound up giving up a run in the 12th inning and losing. It sucks. Tampa Bay didn't get there either, and there was one home run in the game that it looked like the outfielder, I think, could have caught the ball, and somebody from the stands reached and caught it, like a Tampa fan did it. So it was a home run because of that. I don't know, man. Maybe the outfielder wouldn't have caught it anyway, but kind of ridiculous there. Tampa lost. And then one of the totals lost. I think it was the Philly Dodgers, I think is what it was. Philly and Dodgers. No, Philly. Who's Philly playing? Philly and Braves is what it was. Yeah, Chris Sale and Zach Wheeler. So I guess maybe not that much value going with an under with two like elite name pitchers like that. I didn't expect it to be that much of a high scoring game though, and it was. So that was a loss. The other unders got there with the Red Sox game. Even though Garrett Crochet didn't do well, still went under. An easy under in Giants Reds, another game that went way under the total. So that was a winner. Chicago White Sox covered the spread. You're going to cover the plus 1.5 run line if you only allow one run in the entire game. The problem is the White Sox didn't score any, and they lost 1-0, so the money line part of the bet lost. But the spread bet part of it was a winner. So that was a slight win on the White Sox with that one. And then we did have one other win, and I can't remember what it was now. What was the other win? No, that was, there was one other win. It must have been on one of the sides, right? But I can't remember what it was. One of the sides, I think, did win. I don't remember what it was. I could go back and check, actually. Oh, wait, I still have the banners up right now. I haven't gotten rid of them yet. It was, what was it? Oh, no, the over got there in Texas and Chicago Cubs. That's what it was. All right, so don't pay attention to the banners that I'm showing. I'm just recapping yesterday. But anyway, that's what it was. I'm going to be putting the banners in on the fly today. We're going to start with MLB just because it starts in the afternoon. So let's go right to it, man. I don't even know if I'm going to get to the other sports here, but let's jump right into it. I don't know if I want to talk about every one of these games. I'm going to talk about some of the bigger matchups, but we do have this game. I would say Miami and the Mets, you could look towards an over in this game, even though Max Meyer, as I keep saying, he's a pretty good young pitcher. But the Mets have seen him before, and they've kind of hit him pretty well to the tune of a 500 average with 2 home runs and 12 at-bats off him, 1,788 OPS. So things have not gone well for Meyer. Tyler Megill, I don't really like him either, even though his numbers are pretty good so far this year. Miami, very small sample size, though, has hit 333 off him with a 1,400 OPS and 2 home runs and 9 at-bats. So these pitchers, in very small sample sizes, but they haven't done well. So meaning that even when the hitters were not familiar with these pitchers, they still did well against them. So an over might make sense in that game, although I'm not going to actually try to play that one. I'm going to make sure that I know what my plays actually are here. First play up is going to be on the New York Yankees. Excuse me, I'm going to the wrong game here. I gotta excuse me because I gotta get all my plays up here. I have them all in a list here in a sheet. We're gonna go Yankees money line minus 142. That's the first play. Kind of an easy one to stomach. Maybe it just seems square to take the Yankees here, but I think we're going to go with two kind of square plays here in some of these plays. I do have 8 baseball plays. I think the Yankees, to avoid the sweep, is going to be the right side here. The Yankees have a good bullpen, so I'm not worried about going full game here. Yeah, I mean, even though the bullpen usage, I think, was pretty low from the Tigers yesterday because Skubal did well, even though he actually didn't have good career numbers against the Yankees. He did do well. Yankees in this game up from minus 137 to minus 151 now. So money is coming in on them. 74% of tickets, 93% of the cash coming in on them. We're just going to go simple. Yankees to win the game. Yankees money line. Yankees to avoid the sweep. I mean, you get a little bit of extra motivation from that. But you got Max Fried pitching, and I like this because the Tigers haven't really seen that much of him. I know his whip is bad, 1.55 so far. Not really a bad strikeout walk ratio, though. It's just he's allowed too many hits so far, so he's got to keep that under control. He's allowed a lot of unearned runs so far, so the defense hasn't been good behind him. That was pretty much all in the Milwaukee game. His last start, he started kind of rounding into form with a 6-1 strikeout walk ratio, 1 run allowed on a home run against Pittsburgh. So he's starting to improve a little bit. Maybe some opening day jitters there, or first game jitters with the Yankees there. Against Detroit, 29 at-bats worth. He's held them to a 207 average and 619 OPS. So he's done really well against them, only allowing two extra base hits, both doubles from Nito. He does have 6 walks to 7 strikeouts, so that's a little bit concerning. But other than that, it looks good. And I think we get the unfamiliarity aspect of this on Fried's side because Detroit isn't really that familiar with him. I don't even know when the last time these hitters faced him would have been because he was in the National League. Meanwhile, Jack Flaherty, even though Detroit is familiar with him, he's on Detroit again. What am I saying? Jack Flaherty, even though he was on Detroit, for a little while. So he was in the National League. He was in the American League. So the Yankees were able to see him at that point, but also the Yankees saw him twice more recently than that in the playoffs. They saw him in the World Series, so they actually saw Flaherty in October, and he was decent in one appearance and not that good in the other. So I think it bodes worse for Jack Flaherty here, even though he's off to a good start this year. His numbers against the Yankees, I know a 255 average doesn't look that bad, 24-4 strikeout walk ratio, that's all good. But the Yankees have hit 4 home runs off him for an 858 OPS. So they've hit him pretty hard when they have hit him. They've knocked him around for a lot of extra base hits. And the Yankees are more recently familiar with Flaherty and trying to avoid the sweep. So I'm going to go with the Yankees in that game. That's the first actual play there. We got Texas-Chicago Cubs, kind of interesting with Mal against Imanaga. This is a game where I was looking, maybe the under kind of makes sense here as Mal, even though I don't really trust him, and he's potentially not going to go that deep into games because he's kind of more of an opener. But he's held the Cubs to a 234 average and 679 OPS lifetime, which is pretty good. And Imanaga, on the other hand, Texas has basically never seen him before. I mean, they only have 2 guys who have ever seen him before, and they're 0 for 4 off. And we know Imanaga, very good pitcher, had almost an elite season last year in his first season in the majors. And this season he's done well as well, even though he did have 4 walks in that first outing. He didn't allow any hits, and it was against the Dodgers, and it was his first start. So I'll give him a little bit of a pass on that. So it does look like an under makes sense in this game. I just looked at the market, though, and the market kind of looks a little bit sketchy on it. Actually, no, it doesn't, actually. Let me see. So we're looking at 8.5 juice to the under, 60% of tickets, 63% of cash coming in the under here. You know, I do kind of like the under. Let me just see what happened in yesterday's game. It was a very high-scoring game, so that's going to have people looking towards the under as well. We did have a lot of bullpen usage. Yeah, that's right. I won on the over in this game because I hated both starters yesterday. Cubs, yeah, I mean, have the better bullpen situation here, I think, as they use less of their relievers. You know what? This does kind of look like a first 5-inning under type of play here. Man. Cubs, I mean, you never really know what their you got to kind of look at what the weather's going to be like with the Cubs. It has been cold out there. Yeah, it's 41 and rainy, so that does look like kind of an under. type of situation as well. What's the line on the first 5 under? Sorry that I'm kind of doing this on the fly here, but let me see. Am I going to have 9 baseball plays? I mean, it just seems insane, but the under seems like it's getting a lot of money here. Let me see. You can get under 4.5 at minus 114. You know what? That's a pretty high total for a first 5 inning wager. I actually do kind of like that. With the full game being at 8.5, it's pretty. You usually are going to see the first 5 innings be around 4. Under 4.5 at FanDuel right now, and Mass has it at a lower odds too at minus 114. You know what? I can't help myself, man. This is ridiculous. Let's do it. So this is going to be Texas and Cubs. First 5 under 4.5 minus 115. Even though I don't love these first 5 unders, but we're going to do that one. I'm going to have so many plays today, man. It's ridiculous. Let's keep going. Let's keep knocking these out. San Diego and the A's, I got to play in this one as well. Let me see what the play actually is. 1 second here. It is. This is going to be an over. This is A's, the homeless A's. They don't have a town anymore. Unfortunately, you can't get over 9 anymore in this one, but I did find over 9.5 at reduced juice. Unfortunately, because the 9 is a key number in baseball, because when you go over, when you get the 4-4 tie, you just need the 1 extra run. We're going over in this one at 9.5, though. I mean, I've talked about this already. The ballpark that the A's are playing in Sacramento is this pretty hitter-friendly ballpark. It's a AAA ballpark, and it's ridiculous, just like the dimensions of it. And I don't know if it's at higher elevation or what it is, but we've had a lot of high-scoring games in this venue. It is a high-scoring type of venue. Yesterday, the game was high-scoring as well. I mean, both these games have gone over, I think. This game stayed under the 9.5, which is why you kind of see these totals starting to go a little bit higher at this ballpark. But I think we're going to get the over 9.5. Because, yeah, yesterday we did have a high-scoring game. Both bullpens got used. Dylan Cease even was actually surprisingly terrible in this venue. So this is a venue that just wrecks even good starters here. And Springs gave up a decent amount as well. Bullpen usage wasn't that crazy, but we'll still just go full game over in this one. I don't think either team has a very good bullpen necessarily, especially the A's. So we're going to go over. Randy Vasquez, I don't like this guy at all. He's got a 1.69 ERA, which looks good, but 1.41 whip indicates that his ERA should be a lot higher. He has 9 walks this season in 10 2/3 innings. He's walking almost 1 guy an inning. How is he only allowed 2 earned runs? I don't even know, man. Even though he's only allowed 6 hits, he only has 5 strikeouts. He has almost double the walks that he has strikeouts so far. Just completely insane. I mean, this guy, not to be trusted. And even against these A's bad hitters, even though it's a small sample size of 13, he's allowed 5 hits, a 385 average, and 928 OPS. I think we're going to see some runs here. And then Beto on the other side for the A's. He's got a good-looking ERA too at 2.7, but his whip is 1.5, and he's walked 6 guys in 10 innings, giving up 9 hits in that span. 9 strikeouts, which isn't that bad, but the walk numbers are actually really bad for both these guys. Somehow at Colorado, he only allowed 2 earned runs, but I think we're going to see a bit of regression after that. And against San Diego, very small sample size, but they have 1 home run off him in 9 at-bats, 3 for 9, 333 average, 1,067 OPS. I don't think these starting pitchers are good at all. This is a venue very conducive to overs. It's going to be an afternoon game as well, so it should be a bit warmer there as well, easier to hit. I don't know, what does the weather actually look like in this game? I mean, it's in California as well, even though it's in Northern California. We are looking at, what are we looking at here? I don't even think it says. We don't even know. At Sutter Health Park. It doesn't even tell you. I don't know, whatever. I don't even really care. We're going over. We'll go over. We got 2 overs in the most over-conducive ballparks here. Let's keep going. Let's see. Baltimore and Arizona. I got to play in this one as well. And it is a full game on Arizona, because you can get a cheaper number on Arizona on the money line, which I think is minus 125. So we're going to go with this one on the full game, even though a lot of this is the starting pitching matchup. But I look for opportunities to go against Dean Creamer. And I know yesterday Arizona won. They used kind of the back end of their bullpen. But one of the guys that used yesterday was Puke. Like, do you care if that guy's not available today? I don't care. Puke is terrible, dude. So I don't know. I don't care if he's not going to be available. Similar bullpen usage from both teams yesterday, so I'm not too concerned about this. Baltimore has a decent bullpen. Arizona's hasn't been that bad this year either. So I think it's going to kind of even out. And then the starting pitching matchup, I like to find spots to go against Dean Creamer. And for some reason, professional bettors a lot of times have disagreed with my take on him and seem to like this guy. What's there to like when he's off to a 6.52 ERA so far this year and 1.55 whip? I've been talking about how he's not very good. He hasn't been good this year either. He's been getting knocked around, been way too hittable. Strikeout walk ratio is not that bad, but against the Diamondbacks, he sucks. In 35 at-bats, he's allowed 3 home runs, 343 average, 1,109 OPS, so he's been bad. And Chase Field isn't going to really make it any easier for him. Brandon Pfaadt is actually the better of the two pitchers. His ERA looks shitty so far with a 5.25 ERA this year, but a 1.08 whip indicates he hasn't been that bad. His whip is way better than Creamer's. He's got a 9-1 strikeout walk ratio so far this year, so that's not bad. The problem is he got tagged for 3 home runs in his last outing, even though he only gave up 4 runs against Washington. 3 home runs wasn't good. So that's basically what we're looking at here. I think you're going to see Pfaadt bounce back from that kind of bad result or bad outing in his previous game, even though they won the game. I think you're going to see a better performance out of him. And against Baltimore, he's done quite well in his career. In 22 at-bats worth, 227 average, 564 OPS, and only 1 extra base hit, a double. So only 1 strikeout to 2 walks, which isn't that great. But other than that, Pfaadt, he's definitely the better pitcher, man. So that's where we're going with this one. Arizona, money line in that one. Next up, this is another one where it's like, I've gone on the under in both games of the series so far, so you know what I'm talking about here. This one is a little bit more dangerous, I think, than the other ones, but I'm still going to do this, and this is Cincinnati, San Francisco. We're going under the total again, and I found this one at under 7.5 at some reduced juice price. What was it? Probably the standard minus 105. Excuse me. Yep, so we're going under in this game. Cincinnati, San Francisco. Bullpen usage, not high at all because both of these games have gone way under the total with 3 runs scored so far. And San Francisco has actually been on the losing side of both of these games so far, even though Cincinnati's offense has actually been terrible, which is part of the reason why I like this. And I like the starting pitching matchup as well. Nick Martinez, his ERA looks awful so far, 5.91 ERA, but a 1.13 whip is going to tell you that he's better than his ERA would tell you so far. He hasn't been that bad. He pitched okay against San Francisco the last time, but that was at Great American Ballpark, so that's the thing. We're switching over to a different venue. So the one worrisome thing is that these lineups both did see these opposing pitchers not that long ago, but that was also the case with the other games in this series, and these games are still all going under. Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati is an over-conducive ballpark. San Francisco is an under-conducive ballpark, whatever the name of it is now. And against these Giants hitters, even including that last outing in 69 at-bats, he's got a 19.5 strikeout walk ratio against them, 159 average and 579 OPS. So Martinez has done well against San Francisco. And then we got the old man here in Justin Verlander, who's not doing well anymore, I know, 6.14 ERA, 1.91 whip. But he's a veteran. I kind of expect that he's going to start pitching a little bit better, and he kind of kept his team in both games in his recent starts, at least, and with the bullpens being pretty well rested and Cincinnati's offense being terrible, I'm still going to go with this, and he didn't do that bad against Cincinnati. Did worse against Seattle somehow, even though they can't hit either. Cincinnati, his first outing wasn't even bad. He went 5 innings at Great American Ballpark, no less, a bad pitching park, and only gave up 2 earned runs, 5.1 strikeout walk ratio, so Verlander maybe still has something in the tank. And against these Reds hitters, I know some of these numbers go a little bit far back, but still, how far back could they go, really? I know Verlander has been in the league forever, but these hitters haven't been in the league for that long. So still, we're looking at some fairly recent hitting statistics here. And at 61 at-bats, Verlander has a 19.5 strikeout walk ratio, is held into a 197 average and 585 OPS. So we're going to go under in that one. We're going to keep it going with the under there. I should be looking at the market, by the way, in all of these so far. Let me see. In the Arizona game, what we're looking at here, I just want to make sure that the market is kind of agreeing with us. Yeah, we got Arizona up from minus 120 to minus 122. 82% of tickets, 99% of the cash. Does look like the money's coming in on that side in that one. The over in the, what was the game I was looking at? In the Sacramento Stadium there. Where am I even looking here? Where the hell is that game? There it is. It's already gone up from 9 juice to the over to 9.5 juice to the over. So the money looks like it is coming in on the over there. Although 9 would be a lot better, as I said, because it's a key number. And then the under in this one that I just talked about, wherever Verlander is here, that line's already dropped from 8 to 7.5 juice to the under and getting some public action on the over, although 87% of the cash on the over. But I think this line move is significant enough that is where the money is coming in at. Where the money is coming in, I should say, down from 8 to 7.5. Juiced to the under. Let's keep going. Got a lot of games to talk about, man. I might come back and do the other sports in the evening, but we will see. This one looks like it's a square play here, man. Again, the other square play, and this is a kind of heavy money line to be laying, but I think this is the best way to do it. It is the LA Dodgers just to win the game at I found it at minus 166. Even though they're mostly in the minus 170s and minus 180s. So that's why I'm playing the money line here. I found a good money line number on this. If you want to, you can find, we're playing a lot of money lines today, man. If you want to try to play this a different way, DraftKings does have them at a minus 1 run line at minus 150 or so. But that's why I was like, I'm just going to go minus 160 whatever on the money line instead, because it wasn't that much of a difference. You want to play the minus 1 run line, it makes sense, because then if they win by 1, you'll only lose you'll only push the bet, that you could lay the minus 1.5 and get a better price, close to like a minus 110 spread type of bet, and that's a little bit better because you know the Dodgers are going to be able to bat for 9 innings at least because they're on the road, but I think they're going to avoid the sweep, man. Although it seems square, they're not going to get swept by Washington, and they had a horrible game yesterday, losing 8-2. I think something's going to give here. I mean, the Dodgers are certainly the better team, and they have the good pitching matchup for this one. Yesterday was just kind of a weird game with Robleski, who even knows who that guy is. He did terrible. The Dodgers have so many better pitchers than that, including the guy they have going today. They actually saved their bullpen yesterday, too, using some long relief men. So I think their bullpen is actually in better shape, and they let Robleski go longer in the game than Lord did for the Nats. So a lot fewer pitches thrown by the Dodgers in that game yesterday as well. So the Dodgers bullpen is the better bullpen, and they are the better just the better team in every aspect. They're the better hitting team. They got the better starting pitcher here, and they have the better bullpen. So they better win this game. By the way, I will say bullpen usage in Cincinnati, San Francisco. Oh, I already said that wasn't that much. So we're going full game there. We're going full game with this one as well. Landon Knack is pitching. Like I said, they have a better pitcher going. He's a young guy still. Got decent numbers. He's off to a good start this year, even though he only went 2 innings in his start. I think we're going to see his usage get ramped up a little bit. And against the, what do we have here? Can we go with the batter versus pitcher here? Let me see. Yeah, we should be able to. Batter versus pitcher. I hate how you have to type it in when ESPN sucks. Their website sucks. When the guy hasn't pitched recently, they don't give you the batter versus pitcher, but we have 15 at-bats, so only 3 hitters in this Nats lineup has ever even seen him before, and they're only 3 for 15 off him, though, yeah, one of them was a home run by Abrams, but other than that, it's a 200 batting average, 650 OPS, so Knack is pretty unfamiliar to a lot of these guys. He's a pretty decent young pitcher, and the guys that have faced him haven't done well against him, whereas Jake Irvin, 5.4 ERA so far this year, 1.7 whip. Don't trust him at all. And against the Dodgers and 59 at-bats worth, 9.4 strikeout walk ratio is no good, a 333 average and 886 OPS. So he's not a good pitcher. The Dodgers have been able to hit him well. The Dodgers really have no excuse for not winning this game. So play it however you want to on the Dodgers side in some way. But we'll go money line. If you're more juice tolerant, at least that's what we're going to do. I know I'm laying a lot of lumber here. Seattle, I just think it's hilarious that after Luis Castillo pitched yesterday, Luis F. Castillo is going today, and Framber Valdez pitched way better than I thought he would yesterday, so that sucks. Luis F. Castillo is just a huge question mark, so I don't know what we're going to get out of this. I don't even know who he is, so I'm going to skip that one. Next one up, I'm going to go right back to what I did yesterday, which is the Chicago White Sox on the half on the run line, half on the money line again. This one is going to be, let me see. plus 1.5 runs. Excuse me, because I got to look this up again. What do we have for the numbers here? Plus 1.5 at minus 135, and I guess plus 160. So they're at a little bit less of a price than they were yesterday, maybe because of yesterday's result. But we're going right back. This looks so similar to yesterday's game, dude. And I think, again, like I said yesterday, I think Cleveland is overvalued, and the White Sox are a little bit undervalued, again, because of what we saw last year, the historically bad White Sox team. They're still really bad. There's no doubt about that. They're one of the worst teams in the league, but they're not as bad as last year, I don't think. And Cleveland, I mean, we saw them get to the playoffs last year. They lost some of their hitters. They lost some of their relievers. They're not as good of a team this year. We're going to go with the White Sox to stay within this number as well. This looks, again, it looks very similar to yesterday. Bullpen usage, I'm not too concerned by. Cleveland, because they won the game by 1 and had to kind of close the game out, they had to use some of their better relievers. So the bullpen usage is actually better for the White Sox because they actually used Clevenger to kind of eat up some innings there and Gilbert. So some long relief action there. So the Cubs actually might be in better shape with their bullpen, even though their bullpen's not good. Cleveland's hasn't been that good so far this season, although they're going to start getting better, even though they lost a couple of their guys. Cleveland's bullpen won't be that bad, but still, I think if you're going to go full game on the run line, I think it does make sense to just go full game with it. Cleveland's got Logan Allen pitching, and his stats so far this season, I know it's only 1 start, 5 walks and 1 strikeout. That is a pretty alarming, man. Playing at San Diego, which is a pitcher-friendly park, he was wild, and he gave up 7 hits, so he probably should have given up more than 4 earned runs. He's got a whip of 2.25 so far, and his ERA is only 6.75 so far. I mean, he was awful in that game. He put 12 men on base in 5 1/3 and somehow only allowed 4 runs. And against the White Sox, even though their lineup sucks, look at these numbers in 54 at-bats, 407 batting average, and 1,059 OPS. Logan Allen sucks. So we're going to fade this guy. And on the other side, just like yesterday where we had hometown man, what the hell was the dude's name yesterday? I should know the guy's name. It was something that also starts with an S. Shane something. What was the guy's name? I wish I remembered. Whatever the guy's name was, the dude from Danvers, Mass. or whatever yesterday, we got another Mass young guy here, and Sean Burke pitching for the White Sox here. He's got a decent whip so far, so I think he's being undervalued with this bad-looking 5.23 ERA, but the .97 whip is pretty good. A 4.0 strikeout walk ratio. I mean, he hasn't walked anybody in 10 1/3, so that's not bad. He's gotten lit up a little bit for 2 home runs against Minnesota. His first outing was nice against Anaheim. 6 shutout innings. He's not a bad pitcher, I don't think. He's a young guy kind of figuring stuff out, and Cleveland has seen him a little bit, 10 at-bats worth, but they have not done well off him with only one hit, a single by Quan, 100 average and 282 OPS. So Burke, I actually think has a pretty big pitching advantage in this game. We're getting the White Sox at a giant underdog price. Again, the market movement looks really similar to yesterday, too, with the White Sox. Oh, hold on, let me see. The line going down on Cleveland from minus 205 to minus 182. They're very public, 91% of tickets, only 74% of the cash. So significant line move again, just like yesterday, very similar to yesterday. It's almost like deja vu. Deja vu in that under in the Giants game too, but deja vu here. Line moving down on a public Indians team here towards the White Sox. Let's do it, baby. Let's take the White Sox. Let's keep going. Finish this off. My Boston Red Sox, Tanner Houck, you know I've been shitting on him. He's been terrible since the All-Star break last year. I think he sucks. But one team that I actually trust him against is Toronto. He actually did pretty well against Toronto. He's done well against them, I should say, in his career so far. But Gaussman actually has done okay against the Red Sox as well. So I'm just going to not touch this game. Possibly a first 5-inning under maybe would be a look here. I mean, the Red Sox, the full game went under yesterday, and there was a lot of bullpen usage yesterday. So I don't want to do anything with the bullpens here, but both pitchers have good enough numbers that I think maybe the under would make sense. Gaussman actually done quite well against the Red Sox, holding him at a 230 average. I think it was a 45-7 strikeout walk ratio. It's something like the 600s OPS-wise. The total's gone up a little bit, though, from 8.5 juice to the under. Juice to the under a little bit less. Don't really see the cash percentage yet on this, so don't really know what it's going to look like. That one I am going to stay away from, even though it is, again, a bad, like cold, rainy day again in Boston here. So, again, it could be conducive to an under there again. LA and Tampa, I'm going to go under in this one, but because of the bullpen usage yesterday, I'm going to go under first 5 innings. I don't like what happened yesterday with the bullpens. I don't like what happened in general because I lost the game. Even though Boz gave us a nice performance here, man. Hendricks did a lot better than I thought, and that just screwed us. A lot of bullpen usage from the Angels here, which is why I'm going to go with the first 5 inning under. Actually, it's not that. It's a first 5 inning. I believe it's under 4 in this one because it's definitely going to be a lower total here. Let me just make sure I know what it is. Got to get this done before I get out of here, man. First 5 inning under the total here. I believe I found it at under 4 at, let me see. Let's see. Actually, at even money. So, yeah, that 4 is kind of what you want in that first 5 inning. A 3.5 is like pushing it a little bit where you really have no room for error. But I like the starting pitching matchup in this one. Full game-wise, you might want to go with Tampa because their bullpen is better anyway. And their bullpen is more rested. But Anaheim is going to have the better hitting. They have the better hitting, and pitchers are a wash, as I'll show you here, which is why I like the under. Kikuchi is pitching for Anaheim. He's got 80 at-bats rolled against Tampa with a 29.8 strikeout-walk ratio, 212 average, and 609 OPS. So he has done quite well against them. On the other side, Pepio is basically the ace for Tampa here. His whip is bad so far to start the season, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. One kind of wild outing with 3 walks against Colorado, 8-1 strikeout-walk ratio. Kind of tells you that his form is probably going to be there. He's good, and in 15 at-bats against Anaheim, so some of these guys haven't even seen him before. 133 average and 369 OPS, extremely low OPS, although it is a small sample size. So I like the starters in that one. We're going to go with the under in the first 5 innings. And then to finish this off, let me see. Do I have 2 plays or 1? Let me see. I believe I only have 1 more play here. Let's try to get this done. It is an over in the final game. We're going over a huge total here, which is, I told you, man, it's Milwaukee and Colorado. We're going over 10.5 here. And I think I found it reduced juice. Did I? Let me see. Yeah, plus 100. I mean, not much of a difference between 10.5, but we're going to go over the huge total here. It's huge for a reason. I mean, what can you say about this, man? I don't even know what the bullpen usage was yesterday. I don't know if it matters that much. But let me see here. We got, it wasn't that much, but this is Colorado. I mean, it's Coors Field. If you're going to play totals in Coors Field, you're either going to go over or stay away. Tyler Alexander, it looks like he's doing well so far, right? 2 ERA, 0.78 whip. That looks good, right? Yeah, no, he's still not good, man. He's got 5 walks and 9 strikeouts in 9 innings. That's not good. I know he's only allowed 2 earned runs so far, but he only has 1 start. I know it was a no-hit performance against the Reds, but they haven't been hitting at all. I mean, come on, man. This guy sucks. And his career numbers are bad. He's 30 years old. Let me see. What are his career numbers? 4.5 ERA, 1.27 whip. Not great. And against the Rockies and in this environment, good luck. He's allowed 4 home runs to them in 19 at-bats, 421 average, 1,634 OPS. Yeah, that sucks. And then Senzatella pitching for Colorado. I know he's used to pitching there now because he's been on the team for a while. Oh, he looks good too, right? A 0 ERA this year? Yeah, but he's got a 2.17 whip. He's allowed 19 hits in 9 2/3 innings so far, and yet he hasn't allowed a run. I don't even know how that's possible. Somehow he's just jamming the bases with more than 1 base runner an inning and still hasn't allowed any runs so far. Yeah, that's going to turn around in a hurry, even though the Brewers only have 2 guys who have ever seen him before. 25 at-bats, where they're 7 for 25 off him, 2 home runs. Only a 280 average, but an 828 OPS. It's not good, and he's not good in general. So even if guys aren't familiar with him, I don't think it's going to be a problem getting to him offensively. 4.84 ERA, 1.46 whip in his career. He's not good. We'll go. I'll be back tonight with the rest of my plays. I'll tell you what they are right now, though. We got 2 hockey plays. One is Calgary minus 145. I know, laying a lot of juice there. And then San Jose on the puck line plus 1.5. I'll explain why tonight with my analysis. And Denver, we're either going to go money line at minus 150 something or minus 3.5 on the spread, which seems like a little bit of a jacked up spread for Denver. So we'll see how I want to play that. I know I've gotten caught with a couple of these spreads on the road here and teams just winning and not covering. So we'll talk about those when I get back tonight. But that's going to do it for me, man. Hopefully you got something out of this. I won't run through them anymore just for time's sake. Tower Game Toad on Twitter, patreon.com/TowerGame to support the show. We'll be with you at 9-11 p.m. Eastern. I'll be back in the evening to talk NBA and NHL really quickly.